So today I'm forced to confront my worst secret ever, one that until recently I didn't even subconsciously know that I had. Apparently, I'm not only an internationally wanted furniture-making internet criminal, oh no, I'm a how do I say this? A lawyer. Not only am I a lawyer, but apparently I'm one of Johnny Depp's lawyers. And apparently I run a few YouTube channels, move over multiple personalities. We're on the bankroll tonight. Just to note, that comment in this video here, oh no, this isn't the video equivalent of nice job and me mocking somebody. I would never, ever do that. I mean, after all, I'm a lawyer, right? Now, some people out there, they're smarter than the doxing. They're smarter than the mental health background. Oh, they know that umbrella guy is a lawyer. Lawyers, they're professional liars. They're trained manipulators who can't be trusted and are unreliable. Dear Yelp, I am writing you to complain about a conspiracy that is worse than the reptile pope I previously wrote about. That umbrella guy is a monster. He is a a lawyer. Dun, dun, dun. Now, another component that recently came to my attention is the fact that I'm not only a lawyer, but I'm a time-traveling lawyer, and that I've been setting up the Johnny Depp narrative for years. That's right. I went back in time, I got it set up, and these people here, they busted me. Yep, that's right. Skipped right over those pesky Apple or IBM or other stocks, went straight to the narrative. Yep, forget all that crap you heard about John Connor. That mirror roll, that was actually always meant to be mine. It's mine, A.H., it's mine. Are Depp's lawyers alcoholics, too? Quick, move the steel. Move it to the other house. No, the recorder's not on. Posing as Average Guy and Umbrella Guy on YouTube channels. Oh no, they're on to me. That's why I have to subscribe to my own channel. I'm really this guy. I'm not, by the way. I'm really not. He's probably a better YouTuber than me. Yep, and while we're running those YouTube channels, we're defaming her, meaning AH, and witness tampering like there's no tomorrow. Fun fact, by the way, you don't actually have to be a party to the criminal or civil action to be charged with witness tampering. You have to meet these three elements. The defendant attempt to make another person testify falsely or withhold testimony or evidence. The defendant had reason to believe that the other person was a witness or may have relevant information, and the information was relative to a crime or civil action. You know, all those things that making videos in your free time actually allows you to do. That's right, you can do all that and more. Big brain time indeed. And you know what? There are absolutely no consequences involved here. That's right, there is nothing on earth that has happened to this terrible person. He threatens her, meaning AH, of course, with 3 years in prison. Over and over again. Now, what's even worse is apparently when I went back in time, I either created laws that fit this narrative or I've taken over the media because I'm totally not reading over this article to repeat these claims again and again and again. AH could face up to 3 years in prison. That's right, 3 years in prison. 3 years in prison. Oh, wait, I got caught in a loop for fake evidence. If found guilty, AH could serve up to 3 years in a federal prison for submitting fake evidence against Johnny Depp in this certain type of case. Man, these people are indeed right. How dare I repeat those statements over and over again? I need to turn myself over to an internet tribunal. Now, luckily, I did just that. Again, there is no sarcasm involved. I am telling people I am a lawyer now. That is disclosure, by the way. Bwahaha, that's another way to clear your throat, by the way. Eat your heart out, Ricada Law. Yeah, you know, because you got to have a little rivalry with the soulless. And here's what the tribunal had to say. The mask is the key. With its power tug, can be anything and anyone. Maybe I can be rich then. Now I'm going to get sued for thinking tug was a bartender and responsible for putting the silly umbrellas in drinks, you're getting sued. Just remember, being e-thought is harder than being a doctor or a lawyer. Hey, wait a minute now. Were you trying to say something here? Because you know what? I really resemble that remark. You're getting sued, too. Now, there are many other appreciated comments out there, some of them bringing up the wonders of previous lore, like, hey, I thought you were an international criminal wanted by Interpol, which is legitimately something that someone made a video about because, hey, you know that really makes sense. Going to have that background out there, but also going to be a super criminal too. You also have wonderful questions like this. Real question, Tug. Do you begin each of your opening statements with, hey there? And of course I do. Of course I do indeed. Remember, too, if you're thinking about hiring new representation, but think, man, I don't know if I can afford a lawyer, well, then that umbrella guy might be an option for you. You can see this here. I would hire you. Me? I work for Parasols. That's a pretty shady bunch. Not a comedian. Never got my degree in that. Now, cutting the joke and speaking to the reality of this for just a moment, isn't it sad how everything is essentially broken down into one or two camps in a divide? And if you aren't with us, then, well, you represent this specific commodity or evil out there. It doesn't matter if that's the truth or not. And in this case, obviously, that's not the truth. I have never been a representative of law, just like I've never worked in a furniture factory. I've never been an international criminal, and so many other things that have been put out there before. See, the truth of the matter is, and this stuff, it has been doxed, so I'll discuss a little bit of it here. I have a background in higher education. I taught about psychology, I taught about statistical analysis, and I taught people how to write their papers. And then I had a background in mental health, specifically in therapy. Now, I could still have that background in therapy, but I kind of burned out on it. I worked with victims, specifically child victims, for quite some time, along with the severely mentally ill. And that stuff, it wears on you. It causes secondary trauma. And after a while, you just can't talk about that stuff anymore. And you can't look at little kids and hear the worst things in the world coming from them. That's why, at the end of the day, I talk about due process cases, why I fix on them, and I'll talk about them at length, whether that be a Vic Mignogna or a Johnny Depp or someone else coming down the road. See, I believe in victim advocacy, the real thing, not this thing where you clack away on the keyboard and you don't do anything in life. No, I believe that victims should be represented. And you know what? The best way that you represent victims is you make sure that they're heard while not creating other ones. And these ideas where you can accuse somebody and you don't have to substantiate claims, it doesn't do anything for victims. In fact, it does just the opposite. And if that somehow meets your criteria of a bad guy on the internet, well, in a certain line delivered by a certain Val Kilmer, I'll be your freaking huckleberry. That's right. I don't mind that at all. I find it interesting these days that somehow, in some ways, a person like myself, someone with a professional background, someone that worked hard to basically overcome poverty and become something a little bit more, someone that has a happy life with a happy wife and 2 great kids, a comic creator and more, that's going to be your counterculture. That's going to be your bad guy and be your villain. That's why, at the end of the day, I think lore like this and other lore is created, because it's easier to believe the fiction of somebody being a lawyer or an internet criminal or an internationally wanted criminal, if you don't want to like what they say, than the reality that, wait, maybe they're just somebody out there that is tired of all of this stuff and they want to actually see change. So yeah, the other day I found out that I was a lawyer, but I've also found out that, again, I've worked in a furniture factory. I still do, I think, apparently. I also am internationally wanted and so many other things. It's amazing what kind of lore builds when a person behind the microphone, they're simply that. They're just a person, and they're talking about something that they want to see change. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, I thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. You empower these endeavors, and that's something that a lot of people have forgotten about, and that I never, ever want to forget, and I never ever want to not say thanks for. Also, I want to mention, if you want to help out the channel, there's a few ways to do so. There are links in the description. There's a membership. There's a Patreon, and also there's our comic book. Our comic book is in demand right now too, meaning we're working on it. While we're working on it, you can help out by putting the word out there, by backing the thing, because we'll be done with it soon enough. And when we're done, well, it'll be gone forever. But anyway, I want to end this by saying thank you again, appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.